Imagine being given multiple chances to turn your life around, but every choice you make seems to push you deeper into trouble. Today, we're diving into a courtroom showdown where probation, crime, and consequences collide, and you won't believe what happens next.
She quit reporting for that August on August 27th, 2024, and then she was absconder, I guess. She was to report monthly, and so we get August, September, October, November, December, January. Where?
And she was arrested in March of 25.
February and March. 7 months goes by, and then she gets arrested. She didn't report. She gets arrested.
Yes.
340 days. So here we are. Mr. Turk is with Ms. Stafford and the state's attorney and our probation officer in this case. And the defendant had previously pleaded true to allegations 1 and 4 of the first amended motion to revoke probation, filed on September 30th of 2025 in this case. And anything anyone wants to add from here? State?
Nothing.
I think we're going to move forward one way or the other. We've had enough time to figure this out, and if we're not going to get help from Louisiana officials, there's nothing we can do. We can only take care of Texas. So what says the defense?
Judge, I think Ms. Stafford may want to speak to this in a few seconds, but I just wonder, Judge, she did plead true 1 to 4 without a whole lot of fanfare. She came in and owned up some stuff. One of our initial settings with the court. Since then, we've been trying to work this out with some court conditions that the court imposed. She complied with rather quickly. The state hasn't been able to verify some of the information, but she does, from what she is telling me, have some plans with MHMR and Spindletop, where she could, if she were to be able to get out, get reinstated, she could go there, get the help she needs. Apparently, housing, GED, place to work, and whatnot, that she can take advantage and start paying back the restitution that the court has ordered on the underlying cases. She knows she made bad decisions with her probation status, with some drugs and whatnot. But some of that was she was transient and didn't have a home.
How much was paid back on restitution, if any?
None.
Nothing.
So, but she was homeless, Judge, without a job, and so if she can get help with getting a job, that might
Didn't
lead.
stop her from committing a burglary. Didn't stop her from using drugs. Didn't stop her from failing to report. Come on. Yeah.
She has been doing well, and she has been incarcerated. She's clear-headed, hasn't had to worry with drugs. I think she's seen the
I agree. I think
she's seen the error of her ways, and she's
incarceration seems what's best for her and her actions. It seems certainly has not proved to be a harm to the general public, except for the costs of the taxpayers to houses. But it's incarceration that keeps her from using drugs, and we know where she is because she doesn't report when she's supposed to. She's been on probation since July of 23, and that's 2.5 years. It's failing. She's had a fair opportunity. The question is, what do we do? And I hear you want to continue on probation. What's the state say?
Your Honor, she still owes $23,835.
She hadn't paid a dime.
No, sir.
So, I mean, keeping her out for 2.5 years has resulted in nothing except her spending whatever she can for buying drugs that she's tests positive for: meth, amphetamine, ecstasy, and marijuana.
Just obviously leave it to the court for whatever you think is appropriate for that amount of restitution that's still owed and has not been paid in this case.
And it's hopeless under these circumstances. If not one penny has been paid in 2.5 years.
Judge, would you like to hear from Ms. Stafford?
Yeah.
Judge Egan, I know it don't look right. It wasn't right what I done.
No, it's not. It's clearly wrong. You committed a crime. You committed crimes while you were on probation in the drugs. You bought drugs, used drugs. That's all crime. Every one of those are crimes, felonies. Some of these are felonies. Methamphetamine possession's a felony, for example. And you didn't report. You scampered off. You went AWOL. We can't help you when you scamper off and disappear. That's the one thing you have to do. If you can't do anything else, is you've got to report regularly, or else you're really not on probation. You're on your own probation, which is failing. Your probation, while you supervised yourself, you went out and got into drugs. So
If you give me a chance to vote.
I gave you the chance, ma'am, when we placed you on probation, the first time? How many chances do you get? How many chances? Everybody is subject to the same thing. We told you when, hey, as you know, the actions have consequences. And if you violate your probation, only one violation is enough to grant a motion to revoke probation. Your probation can be revoked. You can be sentenced up to, in this case, up to 10 years in prison, even though this was a second-degree felony. You were placed on regular probation, so the cap is 10 years, even though it would have been up to 20.
You just give me a chance to back up.
You had your chance. I opened the door for you. I opened the door for 5,000 people. Everybody swears that they're going to do the right thing, and 93% of our probationers do. They don't come back and try to explain where they get their drugs, how they got their drugs illegally, committed crimes, and they report. When you don't report, you're AWOL. And I'm going to set an example. They have to follow the rules. If I didn't, then if I treated you differently, then people would say, yeah, I didn't report, but I want the Lydia Stafford rule. She didn't report, and then when y'all caught her, then she got another chance. That's what I want. You are fair, aren't you, Judge? Well, I want to be fair. I'm going to treat everyone similarly in the same situation. You can't go out and go AWOL for all this time. You can't go out and use drugs and then say, okay, I'm going to really follow the probation this time. You've had your chance, you know. Let me see present's report if you would be so kind. Thank you. You were originally charged with 4 separate burglaries of homes, and the state proceeded just on 1.
No, Your Honor, she's on probation for all 4.
All 4?
Yes, sir.
Okay, hold on. All right, then I misspoke. We are also dealing with 23 CR 342 probation, where you were placed on 10 years imprisonment. Probation was 10 years. Another burglary, sentenced to 10 years, and probated for 10 years. And finally, a 4th burglary. So you were on probation for all 4 burglaries, 341, 342, 343, and 360, correct?
That's great.
Well, we need to go through all those.
There's some motion.
Well, I know, but she has to enter pleas of truth.
I think she entered.
I believe she did before you. That's what I have it on my sheet, Your Honor. Each one of them, she pled guilty.
Okay, and each of those, you're right. She did enter pleas of truth back on October 6th to the same failing to report any use of methamphetamines. Which case is it that is the restitution?
There was 0341. There was $14,700.
I've got my pen now. Go ahead.
And
Start over from the beginning.
Okay, and 341, it's 14,000.
Hold on. Stand by. Okay, we're back here, and that is correct. The defendant had entered pleas of truth to allegations in each of these 4 cases, to allegations 1 and 4. And which is the case that has the restitution on it?
341, there is $14,700 in that case.
How much?
14,700.
Okay.
And then in 360,
Yes.
there's $9,135. It's $9,135. And the total that I have is $23,835.
All right. Anything else to add from anyone here?
Judge,
Yes.
I get the sense of where this is headed, so just making the argument that Mrs. Stafford has been entirely compliant with everything the court has requested of her up to this date. She has been trying.
No, she has not.
Well, since
She submitted
the revocation.
those are all serious violations.
Yes, and she pled true, and the court had requested some information from her. She provided the court with information. The state had yet to verify it. She did admit she has a drug issue, which I tend to think mitigates these cases, and as such, if the court is not going to reinstate her,
It's not the truth. It's not. There isn't a condition that you can't use drugs. Yeah, there is a condition you can't commit crimes, and these are all illegal acts. These are crimes that you're committing, not just I'm taking medicine or controlled substances, but it's illegal what you have done. It certainly was inappropriate not to report. If you can't do anything else, you have to report. That's the basis. If you don't report, you're not on probation. But I've been over that. But you just failed, and I'm sorry you did. But I'm sorry for the victims of the burglaries. That's the victims here. You're the ones you're the one who invaded people's homes, and we gave you a chance. And heck, people can get shot for doing that.
Can I just get a chance to get my?
You had your chance when we put you on probation in the first place, ma'am. And here we are with a motion to revoke probation alleging not one, but 10 violations. We warned you at the beginning, and I know the probation officer is helping as best you can. But I'm sorry, ma'am. What does the state say?
Again, Your Honor, just whatever the court
What do you
thinks
ask
is
it for?
appropriate for this amount of time. Generally, with that amount of restitution, the court has given the maximum from what we dealt with. So, we'd have to ask for, Your Honor. We'd ask for the maximum. That's what the court generally gives when there's a large amount of restitution that it does sentence in one check up in time.
Anything else?
Judges said the staff would ask for the minimum. She has been compliant since this has been filed. She's been trying to do better. I think she has an earnest belief that, or earnest effort to try to do better. Drugs did cloud her decision making and made it more.
It wasn't the drugs, it was her choices that fouled up. Here's what we're going to do, Ms. Stafford. In cause numbers 23 CR 342 and 343, the court finds that you have pleaded true voluntarily, knowingly, intelligently, and also in cause numbers 341 and 360, you have pleaded true to allegations in each of these cases, to allegations 1 and 4, voluntarily, knowingly, intelligently. That is enough to grant these motions to revoke probation by a preponderance of the evidence or greater, and your probations are subject to revocation. I am hereby revoking your probations for your violations of probation in cause numbers 23, 342 and 343. Your probations are revoked in those cases, and you are hereby sentenced to confinement in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice to serve a term of 5 years. You will be given credit for time you have served in accordance with these cases, which should there's just at least 340 days, and that will limit the time you're going to be in prison. It will limit it. In cause numbers 341 and 360, the court finds that there is enough evidence to revoke your probation in those cases. I am going to nonetheless continue you on probation on those two, so that you can pay something back to these poor people who I feel sorry for. You still owe restitution in the amount of $14,700 in cause number 341, that burglary of a home, and restitution of $9,135. You're going to continue probation. If you fail on those, you are subject to, as you know, revocation and 10 years imprisonment on each of those cases. Don't think I won't assess that if I feel like you are not trying. You've been on probation for years now, and you have paid nothing back. But you have gotten into drug trouble again, and you have walked off the job and failed to report. That's irresponsible. You have to pay a price for that, and I'm holding you accountable. Anything else to add? That is all. Thank you. I wish you would do better.
This is the kind of courtroom drama that proves every action has a consequence. If you want to see more real-life cases where justice, second chances, and tough decisions meet, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss what's coming next.